Assalamu alaikum. 11th standard student in biology. We have started with chapter number 12. The name of the chapter is photosynthesis. In photosynthesis we have already studied chloroplast. Then we have also studied nature of light. And last time we have studied Hill reaction, and also I have explained you about two types of reactions are present, that is light reaction and dark reaction. So today let's continue with light reaction. Light reaction. Now in light reaction, the solar energy, that is, as light reaction is, it takes place in place of light, that is sun. So the solar energy, this is trapped by chlorophyll. In green plants, solar energy is trapped by chlorophyll. And that solar energy is converted into chemical energy, and that chemical energy is stored in the form of ATP. It is stored in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, and also in the form of NADPH2. Already I have given in my last lecture the full form of ATP and NADPH2: nicotine, amide, adenine, dinucleotide, phosphate, and H2 is for hydrogen. Then in this reaction, oxygen is evolved. In this reaction, oxygen is evolved, and oxygen is evolved by the splitting of water. This I have explained last time, Hill reaction, and in Hill reaction it was clear that oxygen is evolved by the splitting of water molecule. Okay, oxygen is evolved by the splitting of water molecule. Next is reaction center. Now, as I said, in light reaction, solar energy is absorbed, and it is trapped by the chlorophyll pigments. Trapped by chlorophyll, then it is stored. Now, the reaction center, light absorbing pigments. There are pigments which absorbs light, and that pigments we have already studied, that absorbs light. That is chlorophylls, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene, and xanthophyll. These four pigments are present. So these many are present, but we have studied, as we are studying about plants, so in plants these four pigments are present. That is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, that are chlorophyll pigments, and carotenoids are present, that is carotene and xanthophyll. So these light absorbing pigments, these are present in the thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane we have studied in the structure of chloroplast, that is thylakoid membrane. So these pigments, that is the light absorbing pigments, they are present in the thylakoid membranes. Now these pigments, they are arranged in the clusters of chlorophyll. They are arranged in clusters of chlorophylls and accessory pigments. Along with these pigments are present along with special type of chlorophyll molecules. They are present along with special type of chlorophyll molecules. What are that? That is P680 and P700. Now what is P and what is 680 and 700? P is for pigment. Okay. P stands for pigments. That is pigment 680, pigment 700. So P is for pigment, and what is 680 and 700? 680 and 700, these are the wavelengths of light. We have already studied wavelengths of light. I have already explained wavelengths of light. So 680 and 700, these are the wavelength at which these molecules shows maximum absorption. Okay, 680 and 700, these are, what are that? These are the wavelength. What are these? These are the wavelength of light at which these molecules, that is the chlorophyll molecules and carotenoids, they show maximum absorption. Okay, the molecules, the light absorbing pigments, they show maximum absorption at 680 and 700 wavelength of light. Next is photosystem, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. See the thylakoid membrane which is present in the chloroplast. So the thylakoid membrane of chloroplast, they have two kinds of photosystem. The thylakoid membranes of the chloroplast, they have two kinds of photosystem. What are photosystem? What are they? They are photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. That is PS1 and PS2. Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Now this photosystem, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Now both these photosystem, they have their own set of light harvesting chloroplasts. Each have their own light harvesting chlorophyll and carotenoids molecule. This photosystem 1, it has its own chlorophyll, that is it have its own chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene, xanthophyll. Similarly, this photosystem 2 has its own chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene and xanthophyll. Okay, they have their own chlorophylls and they have their own carotenoids molecule. Then what happened? These chlorophylls and this carotenoid molecule, what they do? They absorb light. They absorb solar energy. They absorb light, and what they do? They transfer their energy first. For example, P680. What happened in P680? These pigments, when they absorb light energy, they pass to chlorophyll A, then it converts it into chemical energy. So they transfer their energy to pigment 680, and this pigment 680, it absorbs light at or below wavelength 680 nm. Okay. Similarly, for photosystem 2, similarly for pigment 700. Now pigment 700, what they do? It forms photosystem 1 along with pigment molecule which absorb light or at or below 700 nm. Okay, both are common for photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Next is, now we will directly start with photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation. What is photophosphorylation? Photophosphorylation means formation of ATP. Formation of ATP in the chloroplast of light. The definition of photophosphorylation is formation of ATP in the chloroplast in presence of light. See, if we see the equation, so how it is there? Formation of ATP. What is ATP first? ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. So formation of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, from ADP. Now what is ADP? ADP is adenosine diphosphate. Adenosine diphosphate. So formation of ATP from ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate, and IP, that is inorganic phosphate. Okay? Formation of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, from ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate, and IP, that is inorganic phosphate. IP is sometimes written as PI. It is one and the same thing, no problem. So formation of ATP from ADP and IP or PI, that is inorganic phosphate, in presence of light and chlorophyll is known as photophosphorylation. Okay, this is very important because in photophosphorylation ATP formation is taken place, which is very important. The source of energy, ATP is an energy. So what is photophosphorylation? Photophosphorylation means formation of ATP in the chloroplast. It takes place in the chloroplast in presence of light. It takes place in presence of light, hence it is known as photophosphorylation. Next is in photophosphorylation we will study two types of photophosphorylation. One is cyclic photophosphorylation and the other one is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. First we will study cyclic photophosphorylation. So first, what is cyclic photophosphorylation? In cyclic photophosphorylation we will see that the electrons which are emitted by photosystem 1, the electrons which are emitted by photosystem 1 comes back to photosystem 1 in a cyclic form. Hence this type of photophosphorylation is known as cyclic photophosphorylation. What I said? What is cyclic photophosphorylation? In cyclic photophosphorylation, the electrons which are emitted by photosystem 1 comes back to photosystem 1 in a cyclic manner. Hence this type of electron transfer is known as cyclic photophosphorylation, or we can also say cyclic electron transfer, because here electrons are transferred, so it is also known as cyclic electron transfer. Now see how cyclic electron transfer takes place. Here illumination of photosystem 1 takes place. You can see light energy, the illumination of photosystem 1 is taken place. As photosystem 1 is illuminated by light, it releases electrons because it gets excited. In the excited states, it releases electrons. These electrons are accepted by ferredoxine. The electrons are accepted by ferredoxine in presence of ferredoxine reducing substance, FRS, ferredoxine reducing substance. Okay, so you can see the electrons are transferred to ferredoxine. From ferredoxine, the electrons are transferred to cytochrome system, that is cytochrome B6 and cytochrome F. Now during this transfer, you can see when electrons are transferred from ferredoxine to cytochrome B6, the energy of the electron is utilized for the synthesis of ATP. You can see when electrons are transferred from ferredoxine to cytochrome B6, the energy of the electron is utilized for the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. Similarly, when cytochromes are transferred when electrons are transferred from cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F, the energy of the electron is used for the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. Means here you can see photophosphorylation is taken place. Photophosphorylation means formation of ATP, as I said, from ADP and inorganic phosphate. From here, the electrons are passed to plastocyanine. From cytochrome F, the de-energized, we can say the de-energized electron, because the energy of the electron is already used here. So now the electrons are de-energized. So the de-energized electrons are passed to plastocyanine, and from plastocyanine the de-energized electrons are finally passed to photosystem 1. So means the electrons which are emitted by photosystem 1 comes back to photosystem 1 in a cyclic manner. So this type of electron transfer is known as cyclic photophosphorylation or cyclic electron transfer. See here, in this process you have seen that it involves only photosystem 1. You can see only one photosystem is involved, that is photosystem 1. And here you can see no photolysis of water has taken place, no water is formed, no photolysis you can see, and no oxygen is evolved. Only one thing has taken place, and what is that? This is synthesis of ATP. Only one thing has taken place, and that is the synthesis of ATP. ATP is synthesized here. Okay? One thing has taken place, and what is that? Synthesis of ATP has taken place. Otherwise, here there is no photolysis of water and also no evolution of oxygen. Okay? So, this is known as cyclic photophosphorylation or cyclic electron transfer. Okay, student? So, what we have studied? We have started with photophosphorylation, and in photophosphorylation we have studied cyclic photophosphorylation, where we have seen the electrons which are emitted by photosystem 1 comes back to photosystem 1 in a cyclic manner, as this is known as cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay? Thank you.